we're going to start presenting the LCC Relay. For those who are new, for those who are not conlangers necessarily, what a conlang relay is, are you positioning me or you? Okay. What a conlang relay is it's basically like a game of telephone. Other people might know it by the name Chinese whispers, where you give one message to one person and then it kind of goes down the line, and by the end you see how different the message is. In this case, what happens is there's an initial text that's written in a conlang. The person then passes on that message in their conlang with grammatical notes and a lexicon, but no translation. And then what the next person has to do is decode it and translate it into their own text and pass it on to the next person. And what happens is, if done properly, the text mutates horribly, and by the end, it ends up bearing no resemblance to the beginning. So none of us have really, even those of us who have participated in the relay, haven't seen exactly what the text ended up like. We all know what it looked like when we got it and what it looked like when we sent it off. So right now we're going to reveal it live, and you can follow along at, oh dear, where the URL is. Do we have a link to it? We probably don't. It looks like it's, if you just go to conlang.org, go to Language Creation Conference /LCC5, then the specific one is LCC5 Relay.
Yes,
LCC5-relay / and maybe, I don't know. Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, so let us just get started. After I'm done presenting, you know what I'll do? I'll go on IRC and read everybody again. So we're going to my initial text here, which I composed in the Dothraki. Okay, so I'm going to read this very long text. Don't worry, I'm pretty good at doing this. I'm going to read it in Dothraki and I'm going to read it in English. Okay, so here we go. The title of our composition here is Jibye Adezoin. All right. Jabbe Anna J Yalli Anni. Ashehir Bande Vai Hodusares Yeri Madatre Yomne Kazalon. Bosma Hatif Akezari Bosman Bajak Yeran Jibi. Boshilo Mahtajes Fin Vastera Adrasea. Adrasi Lazim Bos Abmirsai. Majim Mole Varroki Razefie. Adahi Peskach Jalan Hati Bilse. Jalan Vahaja Wes Majin Yermen Vahaji. Hanahan was Rako Sako was Setchi. Sopot Dosgo Yeri. Sopot Azich Omeni Mayeran. Masadusaan Yeri. Makili Siran. Ei Sopot Melinahan. Anha Ma'akomak. Yera Madrivak Yera. Hashyetikye Sopot Akka. Anha Sak Aspoi Yeran Jeyali Anni. Anha Baktasak Yera. Vos Rako Sako was Setchi. Vos Masak Sopo Yizikeni. Yirjib Adahi Sopoi. Pilla Akka. Moridare. Ajin Dotra Jeyali Anni. Dotra Ma'awazi Bendor. Okay. So what that says, this text is called Advice from Father. So this is the original text. Approach me, my child. Today you will leave your family behind and ride beyond the mountains. Before your departure, though, I will give you this advice. Don't trust a man who speaks with turtles. Turtles cannot be burned, and so they will frighten your horses. Eat carrots during the full moon only. The moon will strengthen the carrot, and so you will be strengthened. Finally, never touch a plum tree. The plum tree is your enemy. A plum tree will disrespect you, your mount, and your ancestors. All plum trees are completely evil. I will hunt you down and murder you. Look at the plum tree. I give you my word, my child, I will lay you low. Do not touch a plum tree. Plums, however, are sweet. You should eat plums. Dried plums, too. They're great. Now ride, my child. Ride and scream like a goat. So that was the original text. I don't really have any comments grammatically because mine was the first one. But after you read your text, you might make a couple of short comments on maybe if there were things you misunderstood or translation choices that you made. So next up, we have Jessie, who wrote in her language Yutzak. Yutzak? Yutzak. Okay, so are you ready?
I was not told that we'd be reading our language out loud. That would be really
Oh, I think that we have.
embarrassing, wouldn't it be?
I think that.
We'll fix that eventually.
Oh,
And I have no copy of it.
okay. No, they're all wrong. All the links are wrong, Sylvia.
I'm sorry.
I
Go
copied
into the CMS and
I know,
just
no.
pick up the draft.
Don't worry. I will. No, that I already did that. I will fix these while Jessie is going. I
I
believe
think
this
she
will do it.
needs her copy.
I don't have my copy either.
Okay.
All right.
Just log into the back end and show them.
However, I will say that while I was translating, I emailed David and said, am I reading this right? The father actually says, never look at a plum tree, but do eat plums. And David replied, that's up to you to decide.
Yeah, if the link doesn't work, just go to the page. Don't.
Oh, it doesn't have LCC Relay in your HTML, and it does in the.
Do a replace.
Yeah, you're missing a
For what?
level on the.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing
It's up to you. This is fun. It's a telephone.
There we go.
Okay, can I borrow anybody's computer that has a map?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so thank you, David. And my language is Kiutsa.
Where'd you like?
And so the title is translated as La Shetaito Patenesu. And then the text. Kefilos nesu, techuma, letelunei, lechosu. Lofa nesa amu. Hata nema. Lesasu neshire sa amush. Pesta amos nehat esisola. And of course, any mispronunciations are just phonological processes that you don't know about.
Just going to use this.
Ho anno, lashe taito ma esi lesupis, ki etsusho, ne shisao, ne keite lo dosu, mone telunema ki e chatsat dedo. Melo taha au lihuma, na I hebaush ta moata taho inima. That was too fast. Leshosatash nechilama tesasu. Chekomashtu malapim ritma. Shenas ba'amo ki e chakatito monasulo. Chapata. Ki emeni mapoto alume menale ispole sumanetu. Achi haftet afzaka alume malafifi tama ala. Okay, I think you get an idea of what the language sounds like. So I'm going to read it in English. It's called A Father's Advice. Come to me, my child, you will leave your family and ride beyond the mountain today. But I give this advice to you before you will go. Don't trust a person who speaks with turtles. Turtles can't be burned and they will scare your horse. Eat orange fruit that grows under the ground only when the moon is a whole circle. The moon will strengthen that fruit and you will be strengthened too. Finally, don't touch, not once, a tree that bears purple fruit. Those trees are your enemy. They will dishonor you, your horse, and your ancestors. All these trees are totally evil. I will hunt you and kill you if you even look at a tree that bears purple fruit. I speak this promise to you, my child. I will destroy you. Don't ever touch a tree that bears purple fruit. But purple fruit tastes sweet. You should eat purple fruit. Dried purple fruit too. They taste good. Now ride, my child, ride and scream like a goat.
Text.
The note at the bottom
I know
was
what the
my
problem
major
is.
grammatical note that I was going to point out, that my language doesn't have words for human food, like carrots and plums. And so I ended up having to change a lot of those. My speakers don't eat human food, and so they could care less about eating carrots or whatnot, so they would just describe them as you could see, like orange fruit that grows under the ground. You gotta think of what grows under the ground. Fruit and vegetables, same thing. No. So that was what
Some of these
I
are right,
sent
some of these are
forward
wrong.
to Sally.
Sylvia did this.
John Clifford.
Just pulls it down and pulls it down.
Ora mi mandoi. E il manca
So we don't have text.
Ilmisesti malta meillä, sillä äitselle itton. Tielmi meillä. Hotel efektiivisesti askertoi olin. Vau. El ibranen tunne testu. Ververgattelmai. Ververgattelmai. Venne tästä sopraktisma talkuntorilla. Sen liikua esva ruuma. Niin rokin om ruin sjongana pagense helunitsi. Helunitsi är fyllda bokense romarken kosman. Den tillstånd till. Varma, wow! Rymden sig onekligen där preparation mellan bodje aj. Till fortfarande i lektionen. Efter oops. Can't see that.
Yeah, top line.
Este Filippo, il Gullivalinjo, on fa del Marina. Dette nog on fa on. Il, till arkitekio kan, del si brinniense che utveckling från nella boken. E alla vid blädda halvgammal del ett vattro. Wow! Brinniense utveckling der pepra från nella boken hai. Mai nella soia mauva. Ai wenti talenire tipa mantir. Ai wenti des emide tipa mantir. Ai den macumba. Val igualia halvamo igualiant. Yomo caprega dimnisma. And that got us crazy advice. I have an analysis, and she inserts her own opinion. Come here, my child. You leave your family and ride to the mountains today. Before your journey, I'll give you some advice. Hear this. Don't trust any turtle creature who speaks to you. Turtles can't be burned, and they'll frighten your horse. Eat the orange fruits that grow underground, but only during the full moon. The full moon will strengthen those carrots and you too. Finally, listen to this. Don't touch even one tree that bears purple fruit. Those trees are your enemies. As for me, I'll hunt you down and kill you if you even look at a tree bearing purple fruit. I promise this, my child, I'll destroy you. Okay? Don't touch even one tree that bears purple fruit. But the fruit tastes sweet. You might eat it dried as well, or you should eat it dried as well. It tastes good. Now ride, my child, wide and bah like a goat. My amanuensis had to notate this. It is the opinion of this translator that the text is utterly ridiculous, and as a parent father's advice can only be attributed to insanity. The translator strongly feels that the father, or imagined father, has himself eaten the delicious purple fruit, plums, nightshade, and it is either committed flux, which can lead to disorder of the brain, or poison damage. The only other possibility is that the father is sadistic and trying to scare his son under the guise of great good humor, a situation well known regrettably. It is altogether a dysfunctional and or delusional family. All I can say is that, and I can't remember it too clearly because it happened weeks ago and my memory is failing me, that there was a distinction I wasn't sure of between you might eat it or you should eat it in Jesse's language. And I relayed that back to her and she told me, but then I decided to keep it ambiguous. Thank you very much.
Nice job. Okay, I think next up is John Clifford, who did a version of Tony Fona, and we figured out that the thing works now, but now I can't remember what the link was to it.
LCC5/LCC5-relay.
Oh, okay, so there's double. There we go. Okay, so now it should be working. And so here's John Clifford doing Oklahoma.
Tôi biết sự thì mà mình bị nhớ người ý ô tham tàu thế nào đi là xưa tàu để thành cầu của mà xưa thế nào sự đi là xưa tàu soi nên là suy tàu xưa tàu mi para e toki sora ki. A kesi li toki tawa sera la. O para ala ki e ule sora tawa a kesi. A kesi mi ken tawas ala sera li monsuto e sole sina.
There you are.
Kili palisa di loha yalo di kamasuri wa ampama o motu ebu palisa mi. Taso tempo lumu suri taso la o motu e ona. Musuli riwawa e palisa mi e sirkili. Ini la kasiwan li yo e kili di laso loya. Tempo wan taso kinwa o kilim ala e kasini. Kasini ili yan ikisina. Ono li yaki e sina e soli sina e mama kili. Ono li iki ala. Ni la tempo wan taso la sina luka taso e kasi i kili i laso loya, la mi alasa e sina li mori e sina. Yanuri mi o, mi pana e toki ule ni, mi pakala ali e sina. Te moan taso ki na, o kidan ala e kasi i kili i laso loya. Taso kili li sui ili kemwa yan iken boke ora iweke klonki. Ona vile. Tempo mila yan really o tawasuli. O tawasuli o kalama sama soli sui. English translation. The wise sayings of the Father. My child, come to me. Now you are away from your family. Today you ride to the mountains. Before your journey, I give you this advice. Don't. If reptiles speak to you, do not give this reptile your goodwill. This reptile cannot be set on fire and will frighten your horse. Long, skinny orange plants grow underground. Eat these fingerlings, but only eat them at the full moon. Full moon strengthens them and you too. Don't. Finally, one plant has a purple fruit. Do not even touch this plant even once. This plant is your enemy. It will corrupt you and your horse and your ancestors. It is total evil. As for me, if you even once look at that plant with purple fruit, I will hunt you down and kill you. My child, I give you my promise, I will destroy you completely. But the fruit tastes sweet. Maybe a person can eat it in its dried form. It tastes good. Now, my child, ride on and raise the noise like a goat. It's all perfectly clear.
Good job, John. Thanks. One change introduced into there that I kind of thought was interesting is that now there's a suggestion that perhaps the fruit could be good if it's eaten dry only. So now it's not like you can eat it dry or wet. It's like, no, only maybe it's okay if you ate it dry, which is interesting. Okay, next up is Zach Weatherspoon with LCC. How do you do?
I should say one thing.
Yeah.
You get, or you really think, you tend to get an idea of what's going on, and therefore you. So I got the idea that we were talking about dragons, and that somebody had somehow slipped in the thing about they set things on fire rather than they. But I said it's what I got said they could be set on fire, so I keep it that way. Similarly, when I got to the purple fruit, I thought we were probably talking about grapes, and so I got a little bit worried about maybe we was talking about wine, and then at the end, but maybe it's okay if they're just the raisins. But you always a problem. You always form an idea of what's going on before you really understand the whole thing, and so you get a different, build your own story.
Which is, of course, part of the fun. Yes, good. All right.
Okay, so I'm going.
Is this working? No.
it could quickly devolve into like one long but yeah. Ir isa sa si ikli isa kli lula klapla klasa kla yakniar kli yaara sasatla lia latlura kli arshlatla sisi klasila lia laya klasa ralura lia ralura lia Tlaatli sa lihlur klasilaya ikli sa liya hluri uya si hlafira surla okay. Sounds like? Yeah. Okay. I can usually get it after 12 tries. But now you'll see I kind of introduced some things that I thought that I knew what was going on. Father's lesson. My child, come to me. Today you'll go away from your family on horseback and you'll go to a mountain. Since the journey is nearing, to you I will bestow this lesson. Oh, also this English translation is kind of more skewed towards the literal translation in Klaasiri. So the syntax might be weird from an English perspective. Alas, if a dragon should begin speaking to you, then you should not give good things to it. It will probably not set your horse ablaze or frighten the horse. I've seen that there's an orange fruit under the ground. It comes up from beneath the ground. Eat only that fruit while the full moon can be seen. The full moon will give that fruit and you strength. Beware, there's a purple fruit of a plant. Don't dare eat that. This fruit is evil. It's evilness. It makes you, your horse, and the family spirits be evil. Me, you've seen me once. If you eat the purple fruit once, then I'll find you and kill you. My child, listen to me. If you eat the purple fruit at all, I will destroy you completely. Only eat the fruit which tastes sweet. Even if it may be dry, anyone can still eat it. It is good tasting. Now, my child, go on horseback while making a sound which resembles that of a goat. Now there's a dragon.
Nice. Well played, John. Okay, oh dear. I believe next up is Ithkuil. And we shall see what happens to the text. How long did this take you to translate, first of all?
It's broken down. Oh, okay, it's broken. So this is this one. It took me 5 days. Fortunately, we were running ahead of schedule, so I had the 5 days to work on this. Okay, let's see. That's not it. Well, that looks English to me. Where would the go?
I think it's in the PDF that is linked to from the bottom
I can-
of the page, if I remember correctly.
Wait, no.
That's just the.
You didn't,
No, I didn't, because I couldn't copy it into the thing, because those are not Unicode.
Gee, I wonder what it I'm afraid the text on the screen is too small for me to read, so unfortunately I have a printed copy of it. This is one case where Ithkuil's conciseness comes in handy because it makes it shorter. Before I begin, I just want to use this opportunity to go on record to say one thing. Ithkuil, justifiably so prior to 2011, was often and has often been criticized for its difficulty of pronunciation. And when I revised the whole thing in 2011, it became, in my opinion, much easier to pronounce. However, things like the New Yorker article and other statements about the language in the blogosphere tend to completely ignore the fact that if the current version is, and final version is, a lot easier to pronounce than it used to be. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to demonstrate to the world on record that it's no longer an unquote unpronounceable language. Aifplal amote iakawel pir ikampus iamura artwal mo aflis ni ashkoch iafplaron di tuko kayal ailayel egulakiol amrawal lenar yalupri iakamtosh par isvalan ko artwal pi kwatlarat oich tail Pratsnasa awe sma ashkoch. Es wiluk kas hia migrarin ukot chewa ke uwatlang yaftaloid es wiluk epshan okus ukwet oikwael. Agrawa lenar poe etc. Ukwat vialib. Mitchalko artwalan iltesh mesh sha yalib titchatint agrayalint to ukuya oikwail ipayulut eko itudilke amote antawel sha agrayala ko ukwet oikwail yet. Yestral Kowe Snalakir Ukwat Augralahol Avayalin Ukwitlet Agrayulut Ekolek Tewe Agrayul Kopewe as Amate Akawel Artwalki Outlaal Kukwel here. Now, there's one thing I want to tell you before I read the English translation. I had difficulty with Zach's last theory. He does things with tone that he has his tone. You heard all his tone modifications, and his tone ties heavily into his evidential system along with his negation rules, and it wasn't easy to follow, and he failed to give me one point of grammar in the instructions. So you'll see that some negation got mixed up in the new translation. Father's advice. My child, come close to me. Soon you will choose to begin a journey on horseback away from your family to the mountains. I feel I should advise you before you go. Alas, if a dragon talks to you about it, don't let it be given something bad. He will neither set on fire nor frighten your horse. Presumably there is no red fruit here. It does not grow in the mountains. It is the full moon that sees this, while this fruit presumably eats that over there. Zach, your language is funky. It is you and the fruit the full moon strengthens. Alas, the purple fruit's vegetation is genuine. Don't let it eat non-existent things. The fruit is what is evil. It is evil indeed. You and the horse create the spirits of your family. That is evil. As for me, I once finished seeing. If I were to eat some of the purple fruit, I would not hunt you down in order to kill you. My child, listen to this. If you don't eat up all the purple fruit, it will wipe everything out. The fruit that one eats tastes good indeed. If the fruit were to never be dried up, then someone would eat it. They would eat it indeed. But now, my child, go off on your horse while you bleat like a goat. Yeah.
I'm grateful that one was outstanding because I'm afraid we are going to have to end on that. I'm so sorry, Jim. Apparently there was a miscommunication about when precisely we were ending, specifically a half-hour miscommunication. So they're literally waiting outside the door, and we're going to need to clean up immediately. But there are just I will read you the English of the last one, because I can read English pretty fast. I've gotten good at it. All right. Come on. Okay, jumping to the English. Here we are. My good father. That remained. My good father said to me, I want you to mount a mountain unicorn and inspect the deer. So I mounted a unicorn and left. While I was traveling, I met a tribe that had many unicorns, and they showed me some sweet fruit that they had found. They told me about a great lion on the mountain, and they were afraid that it would be able to injure me. I feared that I wouldn't be able to get to the deer in time. I rode throughout the night, and by the light of the moon, I saw a place where the sweet fruit was growing. When we reached the deer, it was healthy and gave birth. We're going to have to make it and clear out immediately. I would like to thank Alex and the LCS UT group for hosting us here. There are two people without whom this would have been impossible. The first is my wife, Erin, who did a lot of the setting up and gates right now. And I also want to desperately thank Sylvia, our own Sylvia Sotomayor, our treasurer, who took over everything that ordinarily